part is, grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and Dad and Mom were hard workers. I went to grammar school, I went to high school, and finally met the love of my life, who is Ann, my dear wife. And we were married and started our little home in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. It was only a 2-bedroom home, and we had 3 children, so it was pretty obvious we had to move somewhere. I was happy in my job, except I like to be able to have more freedom. That's the magic word, freedom. And it took me from Cheltenham to get to work about, I guess, 20 minutes. And in so doing, I drove my little Rambler car up one of those streets to get to my company. And I happened to notice a sign hanging out of this storefront, really. And the sign said distributor. And I wondered, what distributor? What does that mean? There was no cars there. It was obviously not at work yet, and I got to go to work. So the curiosity grew, and on my way home I saw 2 Cadillacs in front of this distributor. After the Korean thing, I had gone to LaSalle College in Philadelphia, and it was a little bit different then, but I went with a very good friend, and I can remember the last class I had, and he said, "Gentlemen, I want to leave you with one thought. You're graduating here in a business degree. Let me leave you with this. Get into your own business." And I thought, I wasn't brought up that way, but that's something to think about. My cousin and his wife had become involved with a business from a friend way out of state in New York. And they invited us to come over one evening and view or take a look at this so-called business. I didn't want to go. Saturday night to me was gun smoke and have gun travel. The fella came down and showed a marketing plan. And it was like a whole new world opened up to me. I saw a way in which for little cost, Ann and I could go into our own business, keep what I had, and yet do this on a part-time basis. So I said, yeah, let's give it a try. Nothing to lose. So we started. We started from our home in our basement and acquired customers. So what's the key word that I heard that night from the fellow putting on the marketing plan? He used the word distributor. He said, if you become involved with this, you become a distributor of these products. What's the products? Well, they were crazy things like home care and vitamins and men's products, women products. So I figured, what the heck? Why not? So we both jumped into it with 2 feet. Start building our little business out of our basement. We began bringing new people in, and our business began to grow. But in addition to the people that we brought in, we were making friends along the way. Some of these friends still with us. It was a wonderful, wonderful adventure. The little 2-bedroom home in Cheltenham led to I call it an estate in Springhouse, Pennsylvania, a rather ritzy neighborhood. And it was a 4-bedroom house, so each of the 3 children had a bedroom, and Ann and I. And it was sumptuous in certain words. It was beautiful, but it was it was because of the business, the fruits of the business. Well, I started out by saying I saw 2 Cadillacs when I came home. Well, we went from our little Rambler car way back when we saw the plan into a Cadillac for me. And then as the business grew, there was a Cadillac for her. It was his and hers. And then as the business grew, there was a car for our first daughter, and a car for our second daughter, and a car for our third daughter. So we had a driveway full of cars because of the business. But if I leave you with anything, will I leave you with? The American dream to us is to live in a free country, to live to your greatest ability, and to be you. And in putting it in so many words, we're grateful for all that has happened, but it did take a little bit of hard work. Don't stop loving. Be yourself. you're going to see great dreams come true.
My dream is to pursue a higher education. One of the biggest influences on my personal growth thus far was when I joined Scouting. Less than 4% of all members of the Boy Scouts of America achieved the Eagle Award. When I joined in 6th grade, my troop was celebrating the achievement of 2 Eagle Scouts. I learned they were just like me, and that with some hard work someday I could be up on that stage too. Along my journey to Eagle, I met many friends, but most importantly I learned leadership and professional skills I can use in the future. I learned that I like adventures, and that new life experiences always reap rewards. In my Eagle ceremony, my Scoutmaster told me that now that I'm an Eagle Scout, I have greater things to do. My ultimate goal is to work in the public sector and build bridges between communities, and have a wife and family. However, I realize that education is a bridge and key to greatness. I also learned in Scouting that I like learning, and that the opportunity to pursue a higher education will enrich my knowledge and result in greater personal growth. My dream is that when I walk out of the high school doors in June 2015, I will be accepted to a 4-year university, and I can go forth to serve my community. Some of the similarities between our dreams are our value for family. My grandfather started his own business in order to maximize the freedoms given to him in America, and he chose to utilize this ability by spending more time with family. I want to work in the public sector because not only will it be my job to strengthen my own family, but the families of America. Another similarities are emphasis placed on earning a college education. My grandfather utilized his GI benefits to get his college diploma, went to night school, and was the first male in his family to earn a 4-year diploma. I want to be the second. We also realized the importance of hard work. My grandfather worked day and night to grow his business with a constant drive for improvement. I realized that the surest way to ensuring that my dream is made possible is through my own determination, and that is why it is my philosophy to exceed expectations in all my work. We also realized the importance of financial sustainability. My grandfather worked to not only sustain himself, but also put away money for the future too. I know that my hard work in the public sector will be something that I can not only support my family with, but also retire from. Lastly, my grandfather and I are dreamers. We know that nothing is impossible and that with ambition there is no opportunity that is not within reach. Among the differences in our dreams is the career path. My grandfather envisioned gaining his freedom through employment in the private sector. I envision working in the public sector to help others achieve freedom and do not plan to be employed in the private sector. If I work in the private sector, I would be a government contractor. Evidently, the freedoms we most cherish are also different. My grandfather wanted to be his own boss, whereas I want to work for citizens. Another difference is the method of obtaining our college diplomas. It was not custom when my grandfather was born for a working class individual to gain a college diploma. He was able to afford a diploma by attending college part-time and paying with GI benefits. I hope to enroll full-time following my high school graduation and finance the combination of merit, financial aid, and student loans. My grandfather also dreamed of moving to the suburbs from the city, whereas I dream of moving closer to the urban core. Lastly, my grandfather and I have different ideas for wise use of free time. My grandfather dreams for a relaxing evening, whereas I thirst for adventure. Despite the rapid transformations of America since the 1920s, I discovered that the American dream hasn't changed much across the generations, and that my grandfather and I are more similar than I ever realized.